Hi you guys, my name is Abby and today we're doing SFX! Yay! This is the first time I'm doing SFX on my channel, so I'm really excited. Basically, let me just dive right on into what we're doing. I got this little eyeball today. I went to a Spirit Halloween. Also, side note, I'm like so hyper right now because I get literal sugar rushes. Like I like eat sugar and then 10 minutes later I'm off the walls and I want to be productive and I want to do this and I just ate so much IHOP and it's 8:30 and like I just went ham on IHOP pancakes. So that is why I'm so incredibly crazy right now. But yeah, basically I went to my first Spirit Halloween of this season and especially now that I've just dove into SFX, Spirit Halloweens are even more fun and I just find that they like ignite my imagination so much and I just feel like a kid again. And it's so fun, and I was always the kid that likes to play dress up, and you know, I act, I do theater, I do film, like I freaking love it. So I couldn't help but buy something. So like I dug deep through all of the makeup and I swear I almost bought so much, like a whole gallon of blood, but I held back this time. But I did get this fancy dancy eyeball, and I've seen a lot of SFX artists do stuff like this with eyeballs, so I was like, yes, I want to try it. On here, it has it on that guy's hand, but I think I may just do it on my forehead, because I have a pretty good sized forehead, and I feel like that'd be more fun because I've been doing a lot of hand SFX stuff recently. So yeah, basically I'm just going to be doing this SFX. Hopefully it works out. I haven't planned this, don't know what I'm doing. And I'm also going to be answering some questions about how I got into SFX, what I like about it, what I dislike about it, and so on and so forth. So yeah, this like sort of freaks me out, but I'm so excited. So let's get started. So as I get out what materials I will be using for this look, I'm going to answer my first question of this video, which is, why did I start doing SFX? So when quarantine happened and when Corona sort of hit the fan and just really like at the start of it and it all went crazy, I left college, I went home and I lived with my beautiful family, and I found myself so bored. If you know me, you know that I am really bad when I get bored. I'm definitely the annoying friend that's like, I have to do this, I want to do this, and I also just love feeling productive and doing things. Like I just cannot stand still, I'm gonna be honest. So I was just looking for things to do, and one of my friends here, her name is Caitlin, I'll link her YouTube in the description as well. She had been doing SFX makeup for a long time and I'd worked with her on a few film projects, and I really was interested in her passion and how she did it. And in the past I'd sort of gotten into some SFX, nothing like too crazy, but just things for theater or things for Halloween, and I never like fully clicked and I never fully loved it until quarantine. So I decided randomly that I would take this jump into trying out SFX makeup, and I'm so glad I did. I just started like anyone else. I saw someone else doing it and I got really inspired and I was like, I want to try that. And then as I like dove deeper into it, I was like, this can be for me, this can be for me. Okie dokie, y'all. So first things first, I just cut the eye because it was really big and really weird, so let's pray that it turns out okay. Spoiler alert, it actually did turn out okay. So this is me just putting latex on my forehead and on the eyeball and then sticking it to my forehead. Okay, as I'm waiting for my latex to dry, I'm going to answer my next question, which is, how long have I been doing SFX? So 22 weeks ago, I got like my first like stuff to dive deep into it. So I guess 22 weeks ago, I started doing SFX, and that sounds like so much to me. Like, what? Like, I feel like I should be farther along, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you do you. It's quarantine. Quarantine's weird. Everybody do it at their own pace. Check in with yourself mentally. Sometimes you need to rest and do nothing, and then sometimes you need to be really productive and make yourself do something. Do it at your own pace. Now I'm taking some translucent powder that actually wasn't so translucent and got all over my black jeans, and I'm putting that over it. Next, what you see here is I'm molding my eyelid, so I used scar wax to do that just because I thought it would be way easier to blend than just using latex. Okie dokie. So this isn't turning out good. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm gonna answer another question. So, what type of SFX looks did I start off doing? So the first looks that I did was I attempted a lot of just cuts. And I remember for probably a solid like 3 weeks to a month, I was very content just doing cuts. Like I was learning new materials, I was buying new products and learning how to use those, and just learning and seeing what like worked best for me and learning the products. So I really did repeat the same looks over and over with new materials and new products. So I did tons and tons of cuts, primarily on the forehead because, you know, I have my skull right under there, so it's really hard and it gives me like a hard and easy flat surface to mold and paint on. But yeah, I started off with a lot of cuts. I did a few bruises, but high key, I don't know why, I just like don't like bruises. I'm not sure why I don't like bruises. I guess because all bruises are different, which I feel like should make me like them more. But I don't, I just haven't gotten into it yet. So maybe one day I'll get into bruises and I'll do a whole video over how much I love bruises, but not today. So I started off with a lot of cuts. I also started off with a few like bullet wounds and bullet holes type stuff, which I thought were so much fun and not very hard, especially after learning the technique of how to do cuts. So I did a lot of that stuff, and then I started experimenting a little bit more with like how to make those interesting. So how to carve words into your forehead instead of just a basic cut. How do I make it looks like words or faces or anything basically is cut into a forehead. And then after that I started working on hands a bit more. I started working with more latex, which is still a work in progress. All of this is a work in progress, but yeah, I started playing around with eye stuff and latex hands, and recently, since getting back to school, that is when I finally sort of dove into, oopsies, I just made a mistake. That's when I sort of got back, or not back into, but got into working on hands, because I find that I really do want to create and I want to learn more, but at the end of the day, I don't, like, I'm tired, I'm back in school, I'm walking around campus, and I really don't want to put something on my face, partially because it's uncomfortable, and I have to use a mirror and I have to do this, but two, if I do something that I'm really proud of and I want to take a photo, but I don't like my appearance, I'm just like, ugh. And like I just want time to create without thinking about what I look like and if it complements my design, if that makes sense. So I started doing stuff on hands, and that's where I'm at now, but I definitely started out with like basic cuts just everywhere. I do like 3 cuts on one face and then mix it. I just so many cuts, so that's where I started, kids. Now it's time to paint that baby. Well, eyeball. Don't paint a baby, that would be a little awkward. But I used some cream makeups to add some irritation, so I used colors like pink and brown to try to just like blend out my hard lines. Also, as you can see, I started using like darker pinks and reds sort of around the inner side of the eyeball. There's really no like perfect process of doing this, just find a reference photo or do whatever you think is the most fun and unique and just try things out. So, another question! What is my favorite type of SFX looks to do? So, I should have like thought about these before I answered them. I think I love the ones that I've been doing recently where it looks like you like cut off the top of your fingers. Those are quality, primarily because the illusion when done correctly is like so fun. Like it just like, oh, it's just so fun. And it's not like too hard to do, but you get an illusion that has a successful effect. Therefore, your reactions from friends and family when they see your work is like bigger and more surprised. And I love those. Okay, and a long while later, I am still painting because there is no exact time that you should be painting. I don't even know what I'm saying. Basically, I'm just painting and it's making me brain dead. Okay, I've decided that blood's really gonna help this. I'm gonna steal this guy's look. And no wonder they freaking put it on the package that it has blood. It's because it looks way better blended with blood. So, let's go! Anyways, I wanted to do blood anyways. I already opened my bloods because I was really hoping that I would do blood. So, let's go. Activating the blood. Okay, so the next question is, what type of SFX look do I want to do in the future? So the answer quite literally is any type that I can get motivated to do or get my hands on and get the opportunity to do. Literally anything. I want to try so much. I just want to keep learning and experimenting and trying weird different things. I think I want to start doing like full-faced looks though, because while looks like this is fun where it's just a cut or it's just a bruise or just like minimalistic things, while it's fun, I really want to start putting together more of a portfolio and just going big. I mean, go big or go home, my dude, right? I mean, I don't always believe that, but I feel like it would be just so much more fun to experiment with making characters rather than just individual SFX stuff. Ooh, bloody. But y'all, we're almost done. And this blood is gonna fix it all. I promise you, you guys do not know the magical quality of blood. Oh, it's beautiful. This is so ironic for me to be saying this, but get one of these things out. I don't know what these things are called, but I really like them, so. Okay, now it's time to go ham on this blood. Where did I put my brush? A lot of SFX is literally just doing what I'm doing, and that's experimenting and trying things for the first time, and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. And if this look doesn't work, or if a product I used doesn't work, like, note to self, I'll just try it differently next time. But it's fun because I feel like a lot of people document like tutorials of like how to do SFX, but by then they've already mastered it, and you forget that so much of learning is failing. And I guess from this video you can learn that blood fixes most things. I just love blood, it's so nice. And SFX looks anyways. Definitely a must-have product, because like it just enhances every look. It's so beautiful. That's why I'm adding more. So I encourage everyone out there who's interested in SFX, even a little, just to give it a try. It's so much fun. And I like how the look's actually looking right now after I drenched it in blood. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope that this sort of inspires you to just go learn something if you really are curious about it. I mean, we have all the time in the world, like, and no matter what age you are, like, you can keep learning and you can keep creating. Like, there's no age limit on creativity and imagination and all of that. So please don't just please don't sit on your sofa and be like, oh, I wish I could do that, I wish I could do this, and then be like, I just don't have enough time. Like, any second that you have is enough to learn something and to become better. And your definition of success doesn't have to be everybody else's. It doesn't have to be like, oh, well, I can never do something that good. And it's like, well, do something different. Do something else better. Like, you don't have to be perfect at everything. Pick what really matters to you. Like, if you really don't think you have time to learn, like, how to do everything in SFX, pick something that will matter to you and that you would be proud of saying that you can do, and work on it. Like, do it. Oh my gosh. This has turned into a motivational speech, but seriously, like, I just think it's important that people hear this, and I've been lucky enough to have people in my life to tell me stuff like this, of just like, what are you waiting for? Like, just do it. Like, any time is enough time to learn and to create, and don't be so hard on yourself. Like, ugh. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. Okay, y'all, this is the finished look. It's really bloody, and high-key, I sort of want to keep going back and like adding blood and adjusting blood a little, but I don't know how much time my camera will let me. I don't know how much time I have on this card, so I'm gonna stop here. Okay, I'm saying that, but then I'm still doing things. Anyways, that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope that this helped you and inspired you to do whatever, or it just helped you pass time. So thanks for taking so much time and watching me and listening to me and all that jazz.